Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Ask Engineer, cool pinky goth edition. It's me, Lady Ada, with me, Mr. Lady Ada on camera control.
We're in the dark.
These cool special effects.
Not really.
What? Okay.
Well, we're just we're trying. We're trying different stuff.
We're just changing stuff in the office. So it's like this is kind of what your summer vacation.
This is what's happening right now.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We got a fun show for you tonight with products, NPI. Acquisition news, not for us, and more.
And then what we can do too is hold up this stool shortly. So this is a special stool. I want to show this thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's
kick it.
Yeah. Well, let's just go. I'm gonna do that right away.
Okay.
This is the color one. Let's so stand up for a sec. And instead of I'm not gonna move the camera. I'm just gonna hold this up. So,
okay.
Yeah. We'll just this is a mini show and tell. So this is from Simone's company, and she was making furniture and stuff like that. So we're outfitting our office and stuff with furniture, and we thought we'd support this maker company.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a giant.
It's like a needle.
Yeah.
So I used to really do a lot of sewing. So maybe
I'll put a link in the chat.
This could be like the stool that I use for my sewing.
Yeah,
kit.
It's a giant needle. It's a stool.
Cool.
I like that these are a lot of things. Like, wouldn't it be neat if I could just make this thing?
Well, I really love supporting fellow makers and hackers when they make. Like we have the little
everyone talks about it.
Stool.
It'd be great if people made stuff. I would totally buy it. We'll do it.
Okay, great.
So we don't have a lot of furniture, but the furniture we have is special. So
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, cool.
I'll send the link and say thanks. Anywho, let's start the show. You ready?
Kick it.
All right. On the show, the code is BetterBMP because you get 10% off the native store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So we did show and tell. We just invested Lady Ada. We did some great search. We're going to do JP's product pick of the week. Maybe got some open source news, like Lady Ada was saying. We might play some 3D printing videos. We've got Ion NPI. It's brought to you by DigiKey. Diodes this week. We've got new products. We got top secret. We're doing questions in the chat. We do that on Discord. All that and more. You guessed it. These are the shorter shows during the summer. Ask an Engineer. Okay. Let's pay some bills with these skills that you have.
Yeah.
BetterBMP. That is the code. Let's kick it off and start off right with a little bit of a recap. I'll just do that real fast.
I'm doing that. I'm looking up what did I talk about last.
Yeah. for show and tell though, do check it out. We had the laser keyboard. Aaron showed the Lotus plant, and then Tim showed a lot of neat stuff with what we're doing for open source, local only LLMs. Yeah. Some people call it AI. For Desktop Lady Ada, I think I did put a graphic here for you. We did the e-ink display. Okay,
we actually did a couple things. So I showed off some breakouts, the BMP 585, the VML 6046. I finished that. We talked about the BQ 25628E that I did the driver for the previous week. Turns out that chip didn't do what I want. We showed off the EPD library and the e-ink bonnet, which we got working on a Raspberry Pi and on the particle tachyon. And we added particle tachyon support to Adafruit Blinka. So if you want to use CircuitPython libraries, the hundreds of libraries available for I2C, GPIO, and SPI, that is now merged in, and I think it's in the latest release. So you can just do pip install. You don't have to do a git fork thing. And on the great search.
Yeah.
You want to do that next? I'm looking at my notes because what did I do?
Do you remember?
Yeah, we somebody posted in the forums asking for a 24-bit analog digital converter that you could control over I2C. And so I went and I found one, and then I designed a little breakout for it.
Okay. Let's just go right over to JP's product pick of the week. We do that on Tuesday on the product page. You order the product. The discount's already applied. It's kind of like those shows that you hear about or see about on, in China they have the show where there's just a million products per second. We just have one, and it's for about half an hour.
But you like built a project.
Please buy this thing. It's very nice. It's open source. Here's a highlight from this week.
The TPS65131 split boost power supply. It can give you -6 to 15 volts on one side and +6 to 15 volts on the other side, DC. Super useful for portable USB battery powered Eurorack cases. The USB-C phone battery here. There you can see I've got a little USB-C breakout, and then that is running ground, and the V-bus, so the 5 volt, are what's powering the split boost supply. And then I'm running out the -12, +12, and the 5. And then this little yellow wire here is the enable. Turn this on, watch the lights down here. The TPS65131 split boost power supply.
All right, tomorrow JP is doing JP's workshop. Check out 3D Hangouts every Wednesday. Friday, Tim's going to be doing a deep dive, I'm sure. Shout out to the team who worked on CircuitPython Day. We just had so much stuff going on, so everyone did their part, and thank you for doing videos, bringing the community together, celebrating all the achievements that's been going on in the community. We have so much going on. Thank you so much, everybody. I tried to make this like little claymation thing. I was going to be like, hey, everybody, it didn't work out the way I thought. But it's cool either way. It's kind of neat. It was going to spell 2000 and 25. Anyways, check out the videos on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Adafruit, and you can see the latest videos from CircuitPython Day. You can also check out the highlights and more in Adafruit Daily. This is delivered to you every single week. Let's jump right into new products, and then if there's time, we will do some chatter about other stuff and more. And then right after that, sorry, Ion MPI. Then that's, you know what I'm talking about. Don't forget the code is BetterBMP. Let's kick it with Ion MPI.
Ion MPI.
Ion MPI brought to you by DigiKey and Adafruit. Every single week, Lady Editors or Power of Engineering WES, you find things you're looking for on DigiKey's site. And this is the segment where it's all new products. So you might be looking for the thing you might not even know it exists. You might not even know you need a new product introduction. You might not be looking for something, but it's going to find you. Right now, Diodes is the company.
Yeah.
And there's a
look, there's a little diode in their logo. How cute is that?
I love
you love that stuff.
I love logos that have the thing in the logo itself. So Northwest Airlines, one of my favorite ones. FedEx, I really like. Yeah. There's a lot of ones that are very, very, very special. Diodes is there. That'd be a cool book to do.
Yeah.
Of just logos that have the thing itself. But it does get gruesome. There's a lot of chicken places. Chicken in the logo. There's a barbecue place.
There's a pig.
Some of the animals that you eat there in the logo. Diodes, you know what? No one's getting hurt.
Not gruesome. Okay, so this is what's interesting. So what's interesting, this is a backwards. I actually was looking for this product because somebody emailed us and said, hey, can you make a breakout for this chip? And then I was researching it and I realized it's actually a very new chip that was highlighted at DigiKey. So I thought I'd talk about it. It's the Diodes AP77332 in 1 series chips that do USB PD EPR sync control. Okay, I know there's a lot of words there. So there's 2 chips in this family, and we'll talk about both. And we've talked about USB power delivery, which I'm going to call USB PD before, because it's the cool technology that we're kind of living through right now, where every product that we used to own had a USB DC jack, and you'd have to match it up. Is it a 5 volt? Is it 9 volt? Is it 12? Is it 24? Is it positive or center? Is it 2.1 or 2.5 millimeter? All that, the little different tips and stuff, that stuff all sucked. And we're slowly going through this transitionary period where now most people, when they buy new products these days, it comes with USB-C. And then what's cool about USB-C is that, yes, your computer, and your old devices can use it to get 5 volt power. But shown here on this like Raspberry Pi branded USB PD power supply, if you look in the middle, it says output 5 volts at 5 amps, 9 volts at, I think 3 or 5 amps, 12 at 3.75, 15 at 3, and 20 at 2.25. So this power supply can supply different voltages depending on what the device wants. So most devices like your Raspberry Pi computer might say, hey, I want 5 volts, but then Your laptop might say, I want 20, and something that's kind of medium power might want 9 or 12 or 15. So the idea is basically, getting rid of all those, multiple DC power supplies that you have in a bucket. And then instead, as long as you have a power delivery chip that has the right profile, that has the right voltage and current, you use that. Now, you still have to make sure that the voltage and current is available from the power jack, but you don't need as many power supplies. And if you have a good one like this that has a range of voltages, it'll power almost everything you have. So cool. We know about that. There's these power delivery specifications, and we've had chips and we've talked about power delivery sync chips that can help you, detect what voltage you need and automatically select it. But what I didn't realize is that there's the standard profiles kind of on the left there, and then there's extended range profiles. So there's, why stop with a specification where you can make more specification, said the USB consortium. So the power delivery in 3.1, they've increased the available voltages. So before it topped out at 20 volts, and I think like 100 watts. The problem is that a lot of the big laptops, like my laptop needs 140 watts. It's like a 16-inch ultra bright screen with, all these blah, blah, blah things in it. It needs 140 volts. And so 140 watts. And so the new power delivery extended voltage range adds 28, 36, and 48 volts. And the reason it has to go up in voltage is that the connector and the cables themselves are maxed out at 5 amps. You cannot put 5 amps through those contacts, more than 5 amps. And so if you want 240 watts, you have to give 48 volts, which is still, a safe voltage. But that gives you a pretty good chunk of change that can power, servers and racks and computers and stuff. And if you look at that second, on the bottom half, then the second bullet, there's an adjustable voltage power supply mode. Interesting. So you can have an adjustable voltage from 15 volts up. And there's also a thing that they don't mention here, and I was talking to Phil about this. It's like, this is like the least documented, misunderstood thing about USB Power Delivery 3.1. There's a new thing called PPS, which is Programmable Power Supply, where you can select a voltage between 3.3 and 20 volts in 20 millivolt increments and 50 milliamp constant current limiting ranges. So you can actually really select exactly what voltage and current you want to have. And this was popularized by Samsung, which is probably why you haven't heard of it, because like a fruit company hasn't used it yet. And what it allowed you to do, and this is actually kind of brilliant. Basically, they did this so that their tablets and phones, the charging circuitry wouldn't overheat, because you would basically say, look, I'm charging a 4.2 volt battery. I want you to give me exactly 4.5 volts. So I don't have to dissipate more heat than necessary in the device. You just change the switching power supply and the adapter to give me the exact right voltage. So PPS is like this thing that it is supported in off-the-shelf adapters, but you have to look for it. For example, Anker, they call it like Power IQ 4. It's called like dynamic power distribution. Like nobody seems to use the word PPS. But what you can do is, if you look at the manual and you look at the spec, like you have to go to the last page of the last book of the last manual, it'll say at the bottom here, I've pointed out, PPS 3.3 to 16 volts up to 40 watt max. So you'll know that power supply, and it does say it on the device itself, but it's actually hard to get a photo of the device itself. But anyway, so
what's cool is when people ask what to do, I'm just like, well, it's easy. Just take Lemoore with you to Best Buy.
I know. And you look at the last page of the last booklet.
It's super easy. What's the big deal, everybody? Okay. Just go to Best Buy and bring Lemoore.
Okay. But if you want PPS support, basically, which is interesting, because it's like you can really tune the voltage. This chipset, the AP337-2CS, which I just talked about, the I2C controllable version, can do both the extended voltage, you can do up to 28 volts, and you can do the PPS configuration. So you can set the voltage and current limiting directly. Now, if you don't want to use I2C, you want something kind of off the shelf and much easier to use, the 33771C, which is kind of like the sister product, also kind of handy. It doesn't do the PPS mode, but it does do up to the 28 volt, like extended voltage mode. And you set the voltage and current with a resistor, which is kind of nice. You don't need I2C. So it's great for hey, we have an old product that we're updating. We want to use USB-C, not DC. We need 9 volts at 2 amps. We don't want to add I2C because there maybe isn't a microcontroller even in the device. This chip will do the job great. And you do the standalone selection just with some resistors in the middle there. And it has a little thing where what if like 9 volts isn't available? Does it accept 5 volts? I don't know, look at the table and figure that out. And then there's an LED that tells you whether the selection of the voltage and current you wanted succeeded. There's also a couple other cool features. These are in the I2C version for the most part. There's cable drop compensation. So if you're using PPS mode where you can select the specific voltage that you want, if you want a certain voltage and it has like a sense resistor built in, you can have it slowly bump the voltage up until you get the exact voltage after the cable that you're looking for, which is kind of neat. Which if you remember that Raspberry Pi adapter, it said like 5.2 volts at 5 amps. That's trying to account for the voltage drop. And then there's overcurrent protection, which I kind of liked, under voltage and over voltage protection, so it'll automatically shut off. You can get eval boards for the C version, that's the standalone, and for the S version, that is the I2C controllable version. And the chips themselves are also in stock. Really nice pricing too, about like 65 cents in quantity. A really good price compared to other USB sync controllers, which are easily $2 or $3. This is, it's so cheap that it's actually like this getting the ability to like get the exact voltage you want. You might be able to go with a cheaper power supply, less heat sinking, especially with that PPS mode. Not have to worry about like getting a custom DC adapter. You can use it off the shelf USB-C. So like, I love the affordability. These chips are really coming down in price thanks to Diodes Inc.
Okay. And that is Ion NPI this week.
Eye on NPI.
Okay, cool. Don't forget the code. It's better BMP. We're going to go right to new products, so you can use that code and save 10% off. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go to the website.
Yeah.
That's where we're going first. Let me get rid of this thing.
Let me clean this up, yeah.
I don't want anyone to see my
Let's
shame.
hide the
My shame. Okay.
open source stuff. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So let's go. Okay, let's scroll down
Yeah, we're going to start.
at the bottom.
We're going to start at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the bottom, keep going, keep going, keep going,
Yeah.
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, down, down,
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
down, down,
Yeah.
down. One more.
No,
Okay, yes. Okay, Raspberry Pi Touch Display 2. This is coming soon. We just got them in. We have to like count them, weigh them, take photos, put them in stock. This is a really nice IPS display, 720 by 1280. Technically, it's a tablet display, so it's portrait, but I'm almost like positive you can rotate it in the software to make it a landscape as well. But it's a very adorable little 5-inch tablet. Your Raspberry Pi can stick on the back. You use the cable that it comes with. Every Raspberry Pi after the Pi 2 or the Pi 3 that has a DSI or CSI cable works. It doesn't work with the Pi Zeros because it doesn't have a display connector, but every other Pi, it works great. And they also have like software ready to go. So you get it both in terminal and, non-light desktop graphics mode.
Okay, and then
Next up,
a couple expected makers.
we have 3 boards from Unexpected Maker. We're still stocking their old version. This is a new version, and it's like different enough that it's a new product. So this is the D series of the Feather S3. I don't remember the other name, like the Mini S3 and the Pro S3. Really great, Feather and other dev boards. Unexpected Maker makes awesome designs with lots of flash, lots of PS RAM. And this one, what's cool is they added.
Yeah.
I'm not good at clicking. Maybe you can.
Well, this is a weird mouse.
That's a weird mouse.
Yeah.
If you look at the right there's 2 antennas. There's a UFL antenna and an onboard chip antenna. And there's a little switch in the middle. And that switch can be selected to change whether you want to have internal or external antennas. So like oftentimes when I make Feather boards, I'll have a version with a WFL or with a built-in antenna. This one, you can actually select which one you want on the fly, even if you want. Which is really neat. They still have like those, dual I2C with power selection and, battery charging and lots of GPIO and everything. So let's just real quickly go. So this is the Feather version.
Yeah.
And if
then
you go back, there is
Yeah,
the
they got
Pro,
that.
which has like tons of pins available. It's a little skinnier, but also has that switchable antenna. And it's castellated. You can like solder it down, just super cool. And the Teeny, which is a little itsy bitsy, has fewer pins, but is, definitely minimized. Still has like I think on the back, there's a battery port you can solder on if you want. Like this is a little thing I used to do on the Trinkies, and you can connect a JST cable. But people really love the S3 chip. This comes with flash and PS RAM, which is so cool in a small package, and a switchable antenna. So great if you're like, I don't know if I need a big antenna or I want to use a little one. You don't have to choose anymore.
Then we've got a snap-on closure
Okay,
for the
so
resistor fixture.
yeah, this resistor fixture, which we use every day because our kids' video monitor does not do proper CC charging. This little case that it just protects it because I did have to. The plug it's a little. It can bend.
I have one.
Yeah, it bends. So we're gonna pick up some of these for you.
No, actually, you know what? If you want to show it does. And this is me using it for like 6 months, and being brutal. It still didn't break, by the way.
Look on the over. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does still work, but if you see, it's a little bit bent because we don't have the protector. And
our kid has stepped on it. I've ran it over.
Yeah, it does have like through board mounts, but they're still not. It's meant to be in a case where the plug is protected. Anyways, now we have a case that makes that easy.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Here's where you print it. Okay.
And then let's go back to the.
Yeah. Next up is one of your favorites. We have these extremely cool, ultra skinny cables, which you really dig. Actually, why don't you show them and I'll grab the samples. I have them over here.
Yeah. So you can get these in all different lengths, and you can do customizations if you want. This, I think, gives you kind of everything you need. And like I needed to chain a bunch of things together, and it had to be as small as possible. And I was using USB-C to connect a variety of wearables together, and then a power supply, and then it just got to the point where I'm just like, all I need is the connector and the cable itself, and that was even giving it structure to do things off of. So
yeah, let's go to the overhead. I'll show.
Yeah,
I'll show one of these because JP pointed this out. He was doing a project where he had to have a very compact, thin connectivity, and I was like, well, like I mentioned in INPI, so much stuff is USB-C for power, video,
it does everything.
Connecting. So these are really skinny, but what I like is these contacts, these plugs here, even though they're thin, there's a little groove, so it's really easy to like grab this with your finger and pull it out. And the cable is super slim and flexible, so it'll fit through anything. You can also bunch it up easily. So it's like compared to your standard USB-C cables, which don't get me wrong, they're great. They can do like, whatever, 3-5 amps.
Oh, you know what? The hand got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to turn off.
Because I lit with my hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Can you turn it?
Yeah, the robot kind of likes to stare at people.
That's okay.
We have a local only, non-cloud,
Too smart
face
robot.
recognition thing and hand recognition.
Anyways.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if it recognized the hand on the screen.
Oh, maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows, man? So yeah, and then of course, this little ultra tiny one. So basically, like a lot of people are doing builds where they have like a feather and it's connected to a power pack, or maybe it's a Raspberry Pi connected to the portable. So you want to have like a super skinny connector.
Portable rotor.
So for your rotor, you can now get these super slim cables. They do have USB power delivery capability. The CC pins are connected. They do work both ways. They do have data and they have charge and sync. They don't have like Thunderbolt, obviously, but they're not rated. But I think you could probably do like, I think I said 45 or 65 watts. It's probably fine. Okay, great. Let's keep going.
And then let's go to the star of the show. Besides you, Lady Ada, the customers, the open source community,
the cables,
our team who makes this thing go every single day. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's show it off. All
right, featuring the BMP 581. So this is the latest series of barometric pressure sensors from Bosch. We've stocked the BMP 085, 180, 280, 388, 390, 580. So these are, they've kept the nice affordable price. They have improved the absolute and relative pressure accuracy. Like it's actually, they got it a little bit better. You can check the specs. I don't remember. I think it's down from like 50 centimeters to like 5 centimeters relative accuracy when you use it in the highest resolution oversampling mode.
Mm-hmm.
work with I2C or SPI. We've got library code for Arduino. We'll have soon for Python and CircuitPython as well. We're also going to stock the BMP 580 and 585 shortly. The 580 is less calibrated, a little bit less expensive, and the 585 has a port on it. But to start, we've got the BMP 581, and so I can look at the overhead real fast. Actually, now that I look at it, like, how does it do pressure? Because I don't see a port. Maybe the port is like so tiny. Anyways, just have it wired up here to my ESP32S2. It's got the temperature, barometric pressure. You know, if I put my finger on it, you can see this is, I have it on like a pretty fast update mode. You know, pressing on it does change the temperature because I'm warm, and it changes the pressure a little bit too. But this is actually the temperature right now, the pressure. I mean, it was a little rainy today, so
it's super rainy right now.
Yeah, so there, you know, the pressure is a little bit lower than expected, but still, sorry, a little higher expected. But you know, these were really easy to get going. They're not firmware compatible, so you do have to update the firmware, but it's pretty easy to just, like, you know, you set it up, you can set oversampling, averaging, etc. There's interrupt capabilities. You can put it in ultra low power mode. These are great for low power usage. They're often used in wearables. They're used in like watches and stuff. They're used for drones to do altitude detection. So all sorts of uses for weather and for determining how high up you are, especially because GPS isn't good for altitude measurements because it's off by, like, you know, 10 meters or so. So if you want to have precision stability, you would use a barometric pressure sensor to do that. So check these out. These are really nice barometric pressure sensors. We're going to carry the whole family.
Alrighty, and with that is all right. So don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see this pile of stuff over there that's behind the.
That's all of our USB power adapters that we're gonna get rid of now that we have power delivery.
It's kind of a mess. Yeah, we're unpacking it, so that's how it goes.
Okay.
So I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of move this over. So we'll have more room behind us shortly. Let's see. We'll do a couple of questions, and I'm gonna play a video, and then we got to get out of here. So are we gonna do top secret? Yeah, I'll play the video from last week on the way out. That'll be the e-ink thing that we did with Tachyon. The Adafruit MLX, you can read the rest of it. FR remote thermal temperature sensor. Would it be able to detect a human if you had it in a hallway? Can it be used for security?
You know, it's not what I would use for security. I would use like one of those millimeter wave or PIR sensors for detecting motion like a human. Because if the person walks really fast, the sensor's not going to catch it. It's good for measuring the temperature of things that you're not touching. That's like kind of ideal.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to pack up because we got to go. It's summer shows. So we're going to show a couple of videos on the way out as I'm packing up things here.
Okay.
And we'll see everybody next week. Thank you so much, everyone. We were going to do a little bit of like an open source thing, but I'm just going to cut it like maybe super short so we don't have to pontificate on anything.
Okay.
So let's see. uBlocks was purchased by a private equity company. It's the press release is so weird because it says Zenith is this subsidiary Zenith for Advent buying it. Anyways, who knows? You think the prices are going to go up?
Of course, like that's what private equity does. They're going to immediately
that's our take.
cut staff, load it with debt, and raise the prices on everything.
Yeah, that's our hot take. And then my thing, you know, I don't play these videos, is I'm emailed. So Make did not make this ad. This is a fake ad that I made. This is all parody. This is a parody ad. This is fake. Anyways, I think Make's okay with this. I made a ad because every week I'm seeing the founder of Prusa company, just Prusa,
Also named Prusa.
Say that open source is just blaming open source for stuff, for everything. Patents are coming after them, and it's really hard to do open source. And I keep asking 4 questions about these things that he's saying that I don't believe are true. And I think blaming open source is great when you're not competing well in the very competitive 3D printing arena. There was another conference, and Massimo from Arduino was there and said, don't speaking for me personally, don't like open source. Don't like it was all just like great. So I'm saying, guys, like, don't do a tour of talking about how open source is bad. Just get out of the way. Maybe tell us what didn't work out or answer good questions that just don't blame open source. Like what did work with open source? You're saying things that doesn't make sense. Like, anyways. So that's our little like soapbox thing. You can check this out. We're gonna post it later. But 'tis the season, and there's probably gonna be like an Arduino acquisition announcement too. So that's our show.
All right. Good to see everybody.
Bye bye. Here is your top secret and some other videos as we clean up. Bye bye.
All right, Lady Ada, what is this with our new MTV 90s style hacker approach of filming tonight?
Well, I'm doing a bunch of work on ink displays and designing this new e-ink bonnet for Raspberry Pi and compatible pinout boards. And in this case, I actually have a particle tachyon board here with like cellular and built-in battery management. So actually, if you notice, there's no
Partner,
wires. Yeah,
I think part of the team,
yeah,
the time traveling team.
yeah.
Mm.
So no wires, and I'm having it update and display e-ink displays using this bonnet. So I got SPI working, we have I2C working. And so you sent me a couple images to try out, like dithering it. We're gonna try some cool, maybe like solar wireless, like e-ink graffiti boxes or something.
Yeah.
Using the tachyon because that's cellular, so you can use it anywhere.
Yeah, and I have this neat thing with my local solar powered LLM that will get the news that I want of the day and then make an image, and then I can look at it and not doom scroll.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is cool.
Cool stuff.
Good work, Particle team. Tachyon is shipping. We have the time travel theme here ourselves. And I'm also trying to change up the way we're doing some filming. So,
Well, experiment.
live with it.
Yeah.
Sit with this.
All right, so this design's good. I'm gonna order this board, get into the shop.
All right, let's see how this goes. Yeah.